Hey, so we are going to jump into a question I get asked, and it is how do I address an envelope and kind of like this, what are stamps and how do I use them? So, and actually, because it is such a frequently asked question, I already have it. Move this over here. I already have it built into our Simplify Adulting Starter Pack, which has lots of great information. I'm going to hop down to this little section, and I'm going to put a link to this because you can go grab it for free. And like I said, it has lots of cool stuff. Uh, but we're going to talk about this. So, how do you address an envelope? Excellent question. And then we're going to talk about stamps. So, what you want to do when you address an envelope, there are three main things you're going to do, which is one, you want to put your name and your address, or the name and the address of the place where, should something go wrong with the letter getting delivered, they know where to return it to because the post office will do that. Let's say Jane Doe doesn't live at this or this, you got the address wrong, and they'll say, okay, we just can't deliver this. We're going to get it back to John Doe at Boogie Woogie Avenue. And so that's why you want to put a return address. Sometimes you'll see people can do this. You can get little stickers made with that, and that's why they do that because everything you address, that should be standard there. You can also sometimes people put it on the back of the envelope, but this is kind of the best spot to put that return address information. This main section here is where you're going to put the send to address. Um, and don't forget the apartment number. So this is where you want to put the person's name, the street address they live on, if there's an apartment or some, number, unit number, you would put that here and you put the city, the state, and it's really important to have the zip code. That's really important. And so you want to make sure you have that. And this corner is where you put your stamp. And we'll talk about stamps in a minute. And in general, I put this picture in here because a lot of people don't know, but this is what where you can put mail. You can usually put it in your own mailbox, outgoing. Sometimes like you'll have a red flag on a mailbox. You put that up and it sends the note, kind of the message that you have outgoing mail. My mailbox doesn't have that, so I just kind of stack it up or pop it up. So hopefully, the you know post postal worker will see that and grab it when they come to deliver my mail. But if you want to make sure it gets out, you can go to a mailbox in addition to a post office, but you can always go to a mailbox and it'll actually let you, when you open the door, it'll have a little thing that tells you information that tells you when the pickups happen at that mailbox. And you can put in there and your mail will get picked up. And you don't see them until you need one, and then you start to look around and you're like, oh, there's a mailbox. But so you can use a mailbox. All right, so let's get into stamps. I'm just going to go to um, these pictures because I love these pictures. So basically, a stamp is what you put on an envelope to mail it, and it lets the U.S. Postal Service know that you've paid to have that delivered. And postal stamps typically go up every year. And I think right now, I don't even know what it costs for a stamp, maybe 68 cents. I don't know. But basically, you can mail a basic letter with one stamp, a postcard with one stamp, a birthday card with one stamp. Typically, those things get covered by one stamp. And, and so you put that in that upper right hand corner, and that is what lets them know that that you've paid for it and they should mail your envelope. Now, there's something called forever stamps, and I like forever stamps. The whole idea, the concept of forever stamps is that, as I mentioned, postal rates typically go up every year, sometimes even twice a year, and it's usually pennies, but still, it goes up. But the idea is a forever stamp that when you buy that forever stamp, so let's say I bought my forever stamp for 30 cents and I still have a forever stamp and I'm going to put it on my thank you card that I'm going to send out. But today, if I were to go pay for a stamp, it would cost whatever, 60 cents, I have no idea. Um, uh, that 30-cent forever stamp works. So the idea is, regardless of when you bought that forever stamp, it will count and cover you to mail that piece of mail forever. And the kind of the cool thing about both forever stamps and regular stamps is they really, you can have a lot of fun with them. You can go into the post office, or sometimes like UPS and Hallmark stores. Some little stores will say that they have a post office in them, and you can buy stamps there as well. But you can kind of reflect your personality, and these just are a few examples of some of the forever stamps that are out there. So it's kind of cool. So if you like space, you can do space things. If you like nature, they just kind of they reflect different cultural trends and things that are going on, and so they're kind of fun. So there you go. You should always probably have some forever stamps on hand just in case you do need to mail something. And I always like to encourage getting in the habit of mailing those thank you cards to, those family members that get you gifts or whatever. So, or even after an interview, we talk about that in another part of the starter kit. So there you go. How you address an envelope and how to use a stamp. Until we see you again, stay happy and healthy.